everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're back with Dandelion. We're gonna just do our usual thing. It is December 26th, right after Christmas, right where we left off. And I will just speed things up and check in with you when something good happens. Alright, so it is December 29th, right before the new year. It's been snowing for the last few days, but it finally became sunny. Looking out at the world covered in snow, I thought of doing laundry. That's not usually what comes to mind when I look at the snow. It's usually like, oh my god, I'm gonna freeze to death and die. Do I have enough detergent left?
무슨 생각하고 있어? 집안일 같은 건 그 토끼한테 다 맡겨버려.
He had always complained about Jihei is a stuck-up, good-for-nothing aristocrat rabbit, but he finally seemed to have acknowledged Jihei's ability to cook and do
넌
housework.
항상 바쁘잖아. 빨래나 청소할 시간이 어딨어?
It's okay, those are things that I need to take care of as an independent adult. Housework, schoolwork, taking care of myself, I have to do everything on my own. Because I'm an adult
넌
now.
너무 완벽하게 잘하려고만 해.
Because if I don't, I'll fall behind other people.
누가 그래?
Hopefully he smacks her for that, because it's such an annoying way to think. Says who? JISOO stopped in his tracks. Who? This is something that I've heard from my mom ever since I was little. If I don't work hard, I'll fall behind my friends. That I have to be first in everything.
말이야. 전에도 말했지만 뭐든지 너무 빈틈없이 하려고 하지 마. 집안일 같은 거야 내팽개 쳐둬도 되고 학교도 하루 이틀쯤은 안 가도 된다고. 꼭 그렇게 하루하루를 똑같이 반복해야겠냐?
I don't understand what JISOO's saying. How can I do that? If I do, I'll get behind other people.
뒤쳐주면 어때?
Who cares? It's amazing how you can say those words so casually. I was never told that before.
넌 이렇게 똑똑하고 귀여운데 더 이상 완벽해질 필요가 뭐 있어?
I felt my blood rush into my face. What did he just say?
이렇게 이미 멋진 숙녀인데.
An amazing girl. I've never heard this from anyone before. I was just too embarrassed, mostly because he meant it.
뭘 그렇게 부끄러워해?
Of course I'm shy. How can he say those embarrassing statements so casually? An amazing girl, cute, smart. I feel like my head's gonna explode.
너 괜찮아?
No, I'm not alright. I'm embarrassed.
얼굴 완전 빨간데?
They're so cute. They don't look like they fit together at all. She's like the stuck-up prude, and he's like the bad boy looking one.
아무튼 내 말은 너무 더 잘하려고 하지 말라고. 그러지 않아도 넌 충분히 매력적이니까.
Stop. Attractive. I've never had those words used to describe you before. I feel more embarrassed than happy that I don't know what to do.
밥주인,
Yeah?
완전 부끄러워하네. 이런 거 귀엽다.
I said stop. Stop. This is too much for me to handle all at once.
야, 너 진짜 귀여운 면이 있네.
I don't know how to respond. I'm happy, but I'm just too embarrassed to say anything. Cute, attractive, I'm just not familiar with those words.
얼굴 빨개져서는 완전 귀여워.
JISOO chuckled. I think he's having fun seeing my reaction. I felt a bit annoyed, but couldn't think of a good comeback.
야, 나 근데 궁금한 게 있는데.
Alright, so we made it up to January 4th. Let's see what we got going on. I had a break for the first time in a long time. JISOO, who was watching me make tea, opened his mouth. Yeah?
넌 언제부터 혼자 산 거야?
I've lived alone since I entered college, so it's been already... since 4 years ago. Wow, time flies. It's already 4 years.
4년?
Yeah, why?
4년 동안 위험하게 혼자 살았단 말이지?
Why is he saying those things again? JISOO looked at me with a slight suspicion.
남자 몇 명 사귀었어? 혼자 살면서.
I don't know about your past, so why are you allowed to know about mine, mister? Huh? Why do you suddenly ask? How many guys I went out with? That's a little embarrassing, as it's too little. This is my privacy, I don't have to answer him. Why do you want to know? It's not what we're talking about.
남자가 있긴 있었구만.
JISOO would definitely be jealous of my past. I could see his eyes burning with the determination to find out. What about you? You probably dated a lot of girls.
나?
Yeah, mister. JISOO's necklace. Jiyoung commented last time that he might have gotten it from an ex-girlfriend. That necklace, why are you always wearing it? Is it from a special someone? JISOO suddenly became quiet. I have a feeling this is going to take a turn for the worst. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. Was it really from a girl? Did you get it from a girl? JISOO nodded slightly. Really? So it was from an ex-girlfriend, or...
이 목걸이는 동생한테 받은 거야.
That's better. Sister? Oh, JISOO had a little sister. I felt myself relax. I would have been hurt if he had gotten the necklace from someone he had loved. You had a little sister? I'm a bit envious. I was the only child and always wanted a little sister since I was a kid. What's her name? How old is she?
릴리, 12살.
That's a pretty name. She would be a student here if she's 12. What's she doing now?
거의 집에만 있어.
Why does he look so sad when he talks about her? Then she must be with her parents every day. I could see that JISOO's face has become stiff. Did I just say something wrong? Maybe their parents have passed away and they're living with their relatives. I regretted questioning without thinking. I also didn't like to hear questions related to my parents. I'm sorry, you really don't have to answer.
없어. 돌아가셨어.
JISOO said flatly. And then he turned his eyes away from me.
4년 전부터 동생하고 둘이 지냈어. 이상하네. 이젠 이런 이야기해도 아무렇지 않을 거라고 생각했는데 4년이나 지났는데 말이야. 아직도 좀 이상해.
I could hear the water boiling in the kettle. I turned off the stove and stood there for a while. I felt a weird stir in my heart. He was talking as if it was no big deal, but I felt that he was still grieving over it. I just knew that he was pretending to be okay. You hide your feelings inside, thinking that it'll hurt less when time passes, but when you later have to face it, you can't bear it. It's like me. I think I know how you feel. I have to confront it. Although your hands may shake uncontrollably and you feel that your old wound is getting pricked again. My parents are actually divorced. When they got divorced, they asked me whom I wanted to live with, and I didn't understand. I wanted all of us to be together, so I asked them why we have to live separately. And Mom said she won't be able to keep her sanity if she were to continue to live with Dad. I didn't want to see Mom having a hard time, so I decided to live with her. But as soon as I did, I felt like I lost both of my parents. Mom changed drastically after the divorce. That feels like such a loaded question. Like if, I don't know, my parents didn't divorce when I was young, but when you ask a kid like, oh, which parent do you want to live with? I feel like no matter who you pick, someone's going to get hurt. After my parents got divorced, the bright and happy family was nowhere to be found. Mom would make sure to prepare meals with food that would help me concentrate better when studying. She would call me as soon as cram school finished at 2 a.m., making sure that I came straight home to review what I had learned. And my confidence began to fade away. It's strange. If someone asks, I try to answer as if nothing's wrong, but then I realize that I'm not. So sometimes I lie that my family's really happy and it hurts afterwards. I'm still reminded of the time when I was young when I could do nothing but watch my family fall apart. I couldn't do anything because I was so young. Because it was a matter between adults, I had to helplessly watch my family fall apart. To become that gentle and obedient child that Mom wanted. I felt sudden warmth. Jisoo's arms that were embracing me were trembling a bit. Why is Jisoo trembling?
너는 강하면서도 다정해.
Huh?
너 같은 사람을 만나서 다행이야.
Jisoo's words warmed my heart. I never imagined that someone would say those words to me. I always had low self-esteem. I was busy blaming myself when things went wrong. But there's someone who says he's glad to have met me.
네가 나를 선택해서 다행이야.
Oops. For the first time, I was glad that I became independent from Mom. Because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have changed. And I wouldn't have turned into a strong person, as Jisoo said.
이렇게 만났으니까 놔주고 싶지 않아.
Aww. I can't handle the cuteness. Jisoo's words deeply touched my heart. That's it? It's just gonna end there? And it was all cute and stuff. Alright, so it's January 19th. Let's see what we got. Perhaps it's because the weather's gotten chillier, but there aren't many people in the park. Looking at the falling leaves while sitting on the bench with Jisoo, I was surprised that it's already been a year since we first met. So, your sister is a quiet type? Since a few days ago, Jisoo and I talked about my family. I usually avoid the subject of family, but it was okay to talk about it with Jisoo. With Jisoo, I feel like I could talk about anything. When people asked me about my family, I would always lie that everything was fine. I was afraid of others' reactions and remarks if I told them the truth. If I don't have a happy family, it seems as if someone had done something wrong to break the family apart, and I didn't want to give people that impression. Jisoo also told me about his family. He didn't go into detail, but usually told me about his sister. Though she's still young, she does a good job in doing housework and enjoys reading books.
조용하기보다는 낯가림이 조금 심해. 그리고 오빠 하면서 매일 쫓아다녀.
I think she's a really cute person.
엄청.
Jisoo smiled softly. He must be thinking of his sister.
어릴 때는 잘 넘어져서 내가 항상 옆에 붙어 있어야 했어.
Who does she live with now? Jisoo's living with me now, so who's taking care of his sister? I asked without giving it a lot of thought, but Jisoo's smile suddenly disappeared. Not answering my question, Jisoo stood up from the bench.
갈까?
Alrighty then. I could feel a cold breeze blowing from where Jisoo is standing. Winter must be coming. I headed home with Jisoo before it gets any colder outside. Way to kill the mood there. Alright, that is definitely a good enough place to end it for now. I hope this episode isn't too long. I promise I am trying to make these shorter so they're not, forever long like they tend to be. But that's going to be it for this episode. Hopefully in the next one, we'll get to see Valentine's Day. I hope they do something for Valentine's Day. I'm not really sure how much longer this is going to drag out. I assume everybody's just going to eventually leave and it's just going to be her and Jisoo at the end, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's enough of my rambling for now. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in the next video.